following contest is a Hell in a Cell match. On the way to the ring, from Death Valley, weighing in at 305 pounds, The Undertaker. And the opponent, from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 260 pounds, Triple H. And the opponent, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 248 pounds, John Cena. the opponent from San Diego, California, weighing 165 pounds, Rey Mysterio. And the opponent from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 230 pounds, Rob Van Dam. And the opponent from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 230 pounds, Kurt
reversal. This superstar is all fired up. And so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. One mistake, I wouldn't see that fire go out.
Submission maneuver. You must be familiar with this one, Taz.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of it. That's the truth. And let me tell you, it's better to give than receive.
The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, Cole, you know what? You ought to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this bad boy right down the middle. Nice quick counter. You know, there is such a thing as playing to the crowd a little too much, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here.
I disagree. He's rushed this match his way all along, and now we see it paying off.
And there's the counter, Cole. Wow, look at that submission. I ain't never seen it executed better.
Neither have I, partner, and this might be enough to get the tap out right here. I don't think there's ever been a more dominant superstar in WWE than the legendary Deadman, The Undertaker.
Yeah, but you can only stay on top of the mountain for so long. And then, oh man, look at this! Grinding his face right along that ring rope. Oh, I'd love to do that to your ugly little face.
And those ropes are made of thick steel cable, Taz. I can only imagine how painful that must be.
Look at that! That's the... Uh-oh! You know what's coming next, Cole.
Tombstone, pile driver. How many superstars have fallen victim to that over the years? That reversal might stop his opponent's momentum.
He's going for the cover, Cole. Oh. He can get the pin right here. You know, Cole, I asked you who you were pulling for in this match, but I think it's pretty obvious since the beginning who you're rooting for.
His opponent is completely useless to resist the submission hold.
And that means you got to either dig deep and find a way to break it, or you got to just flat out tap out. You know, instead of showboating to the fans, maybe you should really keep your head to this match.
Come on, Taz. You're looking at a superstar who can feed off the crowd and use that energy to win the match. A textbook reversal. I think someone's been taking flying leaps, Taz.
Yeah, that's great, Cole. No doubt the WWE fans, they love John Cena. Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt he could pin his opponent right here. Wow, listen to that chant.
And what? You got the crowd on your side or against you. It makes a huge, you feel like a real jerk when someone encounters you like that. Man, this Rey Mysterio has got tons of flash, no doubt about it. Oh, come on, quit showing off. This is supposed to be a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before, Taz. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff. Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You really got to watch out for your... Look at this, Cole. He's going for it, and there it is.
And there's the reversal.
You know, RBD calls himself the Hawk. Jeez, look at this. Pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong with keeping the customers happy while you build some momentum, Taz.
You know, there's no doubt that The Undertaker is one of the most impressive superstars ever to set foot in the WWE ring. But you know what, Cole? You're only as good as your last match.
How can you say that, Taz? The dead man has proven himself time and time again. I highly doubt that will change if he lost.
He's going for the pin, Cole. Well, it looks like they're slowing the pace down a little bit here. That might not be such a good move, in my opinion.
He's got this crowd solidly behind. And there's the submission hold. What a deadly maneuver this is.
You're not kidding, Cole.
And there's the pin.
That was a textbook reversal. Oh, man, these fans are fired up now.
They sure are. And you know that's going to have an effect on this match.
jungle, Cole, and injured superstars like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent. Oh, my God! Here it comes!
The pedigree. He's going to put his opponent right here. There's the cover.
Here it is, Taz. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
I'll tell you,
It looks like he's decided to finish off his opponent.
and what a way to do it.
There's the pin. Can his opponent kick out? The referee's hand was coming down for a 3 count.
Here's the pin. This could be it. Looks like he's going for it.
He sure is. The STFU is locked in.
He ain't taking any chances with this submission, Cole. Look at how tight he's got it locked in.
I see that, Taz. I wouldn't be surprised if he got his opponent to tap out right here.
And his hands are doing what does. These top rope moves are risky. I think we know where he's going with this, Cole.
Here it comes. The FU. He just drove his opponent straight into the ground. He's got him covered. Rey Mysterio never fails to impress me, Taz. It seems like every time I see him in the ring, he finds another way to defy the laws of physics.
You know, Cole, people say that Rey Mysterio is just too small or not, big enough to compete and be successful in this business, and that's crazy. Just look at this guy's history. Look at the present with Rey Mysterio.
That's something that Rey has heard all his life, Taz. If he believed it for a second, he never would have made it to the WWE. I think these fans know what's coming next.
You know it, Cole. The FU. Get a load of that. There's not a superstar in the locker room who can afford to ignore these fans, Cole. He's 3 seconds away from a win. I don't know. He's putting a lot on the line going up there. This could be 3 right here. Well, that's a 3 count. That's all she wrote.
That certainly was a decisive victory. That pinfall left no room for ambiguity.
Nope. You let your shoulders sink down on the mat for 3, you lose. That's it. That's it.
And there's the reversal.
It's so great seeing these athletes compete here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, anytime you throw these kind of combustible elements into a match, you're guaranteed to get a hell of a show.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight.
That was a textbook reversal. You know, there is such a thing as playing the crowd a little too much, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here.
I disagree. He's wrestled this match his way all along, and now we see it.
Oh, jeez, look at this. Pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong with making the paying customers happy while you build some momentum, Taz.
Mr. Kennedy's my kind of guy. He'll talk smack right to your face, and he can back it up with his body in that ring.
He certainly isn't shy about sharing his opinions, that's for sure. But I, for one, could do without that enormous ego of his. I think we're hearing the First Amendment in action here tonight, Taz.
It's a great thing to hear, Cole. I'm all in favor of freedom of expression, whether I agree with what they're saying or not. Oh, come on, quit showing off. This is supposed to be a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before, Taz. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
I know we got his brother Undertaker on Smackdown, but how great would it be if he was a Smackdown superstar? Cole, how cool would that be?
I don't think that's a very good idea at all, Taz. As a matter of fact, it's kind of terrifying. He's got this crowd solidly behind him, and now he's going to give them exactly what they want to see.
You can't just keep playing to the crowd, though, Cole. That's a huge distraction, in my opinion.
I tell you, Taz, Ken Kennedy certainly has a high opinion of himself.
You say that like you. This guy's proud of his accomplishments. You have none.
I'm not saying that there is, Taz, but there's a time for talk and there's a time for action.
Do you hear Mr. Kennedy talking right now?
A textbook reversal. Can he follow up?
Man, you talk about superstars who ain't got an ounce of quit in them, huh? You're looking at them right here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset to be in. If you're too proud to realize that you're in trouble, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
Look, Cole, this ain't ballet. You gotta go in there every single match and be willing to do whatever it takes. You do that if you actually step in between the ropes.
I don't have to have been in a match to realize that jeopardizing my future for the sake of this superstar is all fired up. And so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, one mistake and we're gonna see that fire go out pronto. You know, Cole, I'd ask you who you were pulling for in this match, but I think it's pretty obvious since the beginning who you're rooting for.
I never claimed to be completely objective, Taz. It's no secret I respect superstars who stick within the rules and show some sportsmanship in the ring.
You gotta understand, Cole, I know it ain't exactly kosher, but you're putting your body on the line in there. You gotta do whatever it takes to protect yourself and pick up the win.
Taz, you're talking about two different things. Going outside the rules in the name of self-defense is one thing, but cheating to steal a victory and enhance your own career is something.
Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt these fans love him, Taz, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
Oh, man, these fans fight. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I just think it's unfortunate whenever a superstar decides to cheat to win rather than compete fairly. If I had to pick only one reason why I'm not on Raw, it would have to be Kane. Just being this close to this monster is terrifying. I couldn't imagine having to do it every week.
Hey, Cole, change your underpants and settle down, okay? Me, I like watching Kane tear dudes apart. That's just me. I can watch the Big Red Machine every day of the week. I like this guy. Maybe even twice on Sunday.
But the viciousness, the brutality, the complete lack of concern for the welfare of his fellow superstars, whether they're opponents or not. How can you support that?
Hey, Happy, you think you're watching ballet or something? Come on. This is wrestling. This is the WWE. You gotta love watching a superstar take his opponents to the limit. That's exactly what Kane does.
But there's healthy competition and unhealthy competition. Then there's downright dangerous competition. I don't think it's right to ask a superstar to take his life in his hands whenever he faces a monster like Kane.
Mr. Kennedy, he's got it all. He's got the look, he's great on the stick, and he knows how to get it done in the ring.
Yeah, and if you don't believe it, just ask him. He won't hesitate to tell you how great he is.
Yeah, so? What's wrong? I think these fans have got a little something they want to share with us.
That's their right, Taz. They paid for their tickets after all. It's been said before, but that doesn't make it any less true. Kane is pure evil to the core. This monster doesn't care about anyone or anything.
And you say that like it's a bad...
No, but there's more to being a WWE superstar than brutalizing your opponents. I don't think Kane knows that. If he does, he doesn't care. The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, Cole, you know what? Try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this bad boy right down the middle.
I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw that. I don't like it, but as long as it wins matches, it's going to keep happening.
That's the bottom line, Cole. If you're not doing everything you can to win, then you're in the wrong game.
And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars in the ring.
Yeah, and you can't let that break your focus. But that's easier said than done.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, Cole. An injured superstar's like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent.
You got that right, Cole. This business is as psychological as it is physical. You can't let your opponent easy picks.
You can consider any of these superstars to be easy pickings, no matter how beaten up they get. Without a doubt, Ken Kennedy is one of the most outspoken superstars on the Smackdown roster.
You make it sound like Kennedy's...
Here it is, Taz. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
I'll tell you what, if his opponent's got a brain in his head, he'll get the heck out of there.
There are a lot of superstars in the back who'd like to shut Ken Kennedy's mouth once and for all.
I ain't disagreeing with you, but there's a huge difference between wanting to do that and being able to pull that off. Mr. Kennedy ain't no pushover, I'm telling you. These superstars have been going hard all match.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE superstars comes into play.
No doubt, Cole. There ain't no way you're gonna win a match if you're out of gas.
You say that again. I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their opponent.
There's not more of these fans, Cole.
You're right about that. Without the fans, we'd all be out of a job.
These superstars give everything they got when they're in a match like this. But a lot of people don't realize what they sacrifice behind the scenes also.
No question. If you want to make it in the WWE, you've got to sacrifice just about everything for your career. It has to be as important to you as anything else in your life.
Cole, what you got to realize, to make it in the WWE, this is not a job. This is a lifestyle. That's why you see so much passion for what they do in the ring.
And that's something you won't see anywhere else. With all due respect to every athlete and entertainer out there, no one can themselves to their as the WWE superstars. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing an incredible display of athletic ability here tonight.
We expect, Cole. These are WWE superstars for crying out loud. They're the greatest athletes in the world. True enough.
to superstar crowd and use that energy to win the match. What a reversal.
Man, even if you end up a match this, you're going to be feeling for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Emotional? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstars who don't get their hands raised. You can literally feel the disappointment radiating off them. It's not a pretty sight.
Man, you just can't put anything over on these fans.
You sure can. They see everything, and they'll let you know about it.
Hey, the ref's got a tough job. I mean, trying to keep these superstars on the up and up, that's hard.
Well, it's easier to get some superstars to play by the rules than others.
Hey, you know what, Cole? If you're going to get on your high horse again and give us another lecture about playing fair, I swear to God, I'm going to throw up.
Is it so wrong to ask a superstar to play by the rules, Taz? That doesn't seem to be so unreasonable to me.
That's because you never competed in a match, Cole. If you did, you know that you got to do whatever it takes to win. And if that means bending the rules a bit, well then, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. This has been a great match so far, but I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to go out on a limb and actually make a guess then?
There's no guesswork at all, Cole. But if you're going to be snippy, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Wow, if I knew it was that easy, I would have said it years ago.
Looks like they might be taking this. Well, there you have it, Cole. Two superstars came into the match, and only one of them still above ground.
What a relief it must be to be able to walk back to that locker room after winning a match like this.
Yeah, well, if you lose, you'll have plenty of time to think about what you did wrong.
on this match, JR. I'd say that Matt Hardy was headed for another beating.
How can you say that, King?
Matt Hardy, oh no, this is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayer. He countered that and made it look easy.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does.
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now. Here comes another superstar. Business is about to pick up.
These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King.
He's really cranking up the pressure on that hole, JR.
He sure is. There's no doubt he's looking for the submission right here. Oh. Boy, JBL sure is a piece of work. He's got every... Look at this! Look at this! You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here!
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well.
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. What does he think he's doing? He just showed... Here he comes, JR! He can't wait to get involved in this one. There's the reversal. I know Snitsky's not the most popular guy on the roster, but you've got to admit that watching a one-man wrecking crew in action is pretty exciting, JR.
I don't think that exciting is the word for it, King. It's dead. And there's the cover!
We saw that one coming. You've got to give Big Show some credit, JR. He might be slow and clumsy, but at least he's not very bright.
Oh, you're a scream, King. I'd love to see you try to say that to the Big Show's face.
If I can figure out a way to say it using only one...
This could be a pinfall.
He's going up, JR. This could be... Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
He's been waiting the whole match for his chance to join in. I was sorry to see Gregory Helms leave Raw, but there's no denying that it was the right career move for him. You've seen the way he's completely dominated Smackdown's cruiserweight division, JR.
He certainly has, but quite frankly, I'm perfectly fine with him being on the Smackdown roster.
It looks like he might put his opponent away here.
There it is, the code of silence. Nobody does it better. Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick!
This veto is bad news, King. I don't know why SmackDown would keep a superstar like him on the roster.
Well, I'm not his biggest fan, JR, but you can't deny that Vito knows how to fight.
You're not wrong, King. We could be looking at a pinfall here, folks.
We've got a fresh superstar entering the match. That's a huge advantage.
I cannot express how much admiration I have for Matt Hardy's never-say die. Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat. His opponent telegraphed that one.
This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary?
Excellent counter. What ring presence.
I've been looking forward to this match all night, JR. I believe it's finally underway.
This has been a greatly anticipated contest. And as far as I'm concerned, got us a flip by the throat. This could be it.
Yes, the showstopper. Can you even imagine being slammed from that high in the air, JR? This match has the potential to be an instant classic, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that, King? How can you insult the intelligence of these WWE fans?
Well, I heard that we gave them an IQ test, and the results came back negative.
Folks, I've got to apologize for the King here tonight. He must have gotten up on the wrong side of some... He's got his opponent in a pinning position.
These superstars sure aren't going easy on each other here tonight.
What'd you expect, King? This isn't ballet, you know.
Oh, really, JR? Gosh, tell me more about your in-ring experience.
Well, I've got a pinfall victory over Triple H to my credit. How about you? This is a classic matchup, King. I'm so glad the WWE fans are getting the chance to see it.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I'm getting to see it too, JR. I just wish they'd pick up the pace a little.
Oh, no. This is classic old-school wrestling at its finest. You, of all people, should be able to appreciate that, King.
Wait a minute, JR. You're not trying to say that I'm old, are you?
Of course not, King. Although there was that rumor going around about your Social Security number was 1. JBL's a financial wizard and a huge success in business. But what he strikes me as the kind of man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing.
What are you talking about, JR? JBL's a genius when it comes to money.
I know that, King, but I think he's completely ignorant when it comes to things that you can't...
He's a 3 count away from a pinfall. So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match will be when you quit yapping and let me enjoy it.
Now, JR. Keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later. What a counter!
What a disgusting, despicable human being is Snitsky. That's a short climb, but a potentially long fall.
Oh boy, this looks like an all-or-nothing move. I think someone's going for a high-risk move, JR.
I'll tell you what, it seems like ever since young Gregory Helms left Raw, his attitude has just gotten worse and worse.
Yeah, but his career has taken off, JR.
You're putting a lot on the line when you climb that turnbuckle.
He countered that one perfectly. Vito grew up tough on the streets of Little Italy.
The spirit may be willing, but the flesh is weak. I don't think any human being could keep this up for long in that condition.
I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to remain as objective as I can, King. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a particular superstar win or lose this thing.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows you play favorites. You're always trying to kiss up to the fans by talking up whoever they're cheering for.
I've never been a kiss-up in my life, King, which is more than I can say for some people. I call them like I see them, and I'm flattered that the WWE fans agree with me as often as they do.
I don't know how much more of this I can stand to listen to, JR. You know what the difference between you and I-95 is? You can turn off I-95.
Boy, when you look at these superstars, it really drives home the fact that Raw is the dominant brand of sports entertainment.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, JR. There's not a superstar on the Smackdown roster who can hold a candle to it. I think this one's almost over, JR. I don't even know how these superstars are still going.
Looks like he's trying for a pin here. He was a split second away from a 3 count. That went nowhere. Matt Hardy has said it many times. He will not die and we're seeing that determination here tonight.
Oh, I'm sure he won't die here tonight, JR. Being within an inch of his life.
I think we're beginning to see the effects of this very tough, very physical matchup.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt. His opponent is helpless. Here he goes.
Oh, the old nightmare on Helm Street. This well may be the beginning of the end.
That was so close to 3, he could taste it. They haven't been going easy on each other in this match, JR. And I think it's really begun to take its toll. I think he's going for the throat here, JR. Literally.
A huge choke slam. There's no question why he calls it the showstopper.
He's climbing the turnbuckle. What's he up to?
Boy, you talk about being beat like a government mule. I don't know how much more of this a human being can be expected to endure.
JBL might be my favorite superstar on the Smackdown roster. I could never get enough of this guy.
I could. As a matter of fact, I think I've had more than enough of John Braxton lately.
There's that jealousy again, JR. You're lucky you're on Raw, because if you were on Smackdown, I'm sure JBL would have used all of that wealth and influence he has to get you fired by now.
Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure as far as... And here's the pin! There's no question that was a hard-fought pin, King.
I'm actually surprised at the outcome, JR. That match went a lot differently than I thought it would.
Well, that just goes to show you, anything can happen in WWE.
The following contest is a hardcore And the opponent,
Wow, great reversal.
That reversal might stop his opponent's momentum dead.
Hey, the ref's got a tough job. Trying to keep these superstars on the up and up, that's hard.
Well, it's easier to get some superstars to play by the rules than others.
Hey, you know what, Cole? You're gonna get on your high horse.
What a deadly submission hold this is. We might see a tap out right here.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit. The longer you stay in this, the more risk you have for serious injury.
Oh my, the submission hold is locked in.
This ain't easy to get out of either, Cole.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, Cole. An injured superstar is like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%...
What a chair shot. Reminds me of the old ECW days.
If that's your idea of good old days, I'm glad
I love hearing the crowd come alive, even when I don't exactly agree with what they're saying.
Me too. And I do agree with what they're saying, Taz. What a submission maneuver. You must be familiar. I don't think that chair is going to be good for much after this match.
Well, it's good for what he used it for, and that's all that really matters.
He anticipated that move perfectly. There's a lot of things under the ring, and all of them hurt. He's swinging for the fences with that sledgehammer.
It's all about bringing the hammer down, and that proves it.
Oh my God, what a chair shot!
Believe me, young lady.
Oh my God, what a sickening impact from that sledgehammer!
No kidding. That thing is meant to crush stone. Just imagine what it will do to a human body.
Love him or hate him, there's not a superstar in the locker room who doesn't respect Hardcore Holly's legitimate talent.
Look at this, Cole. He's going for it, and there it is. The pedigree. What a shot. That sledgehammer will mess you up for good.
And I can't imagine how anyone could come back from something like that. I think we're hearing the First Amendment in action here tonight, Taz.
It's a great thing to hear, Cole. I'm all in favor of freedom of expression, whether I agree with what they're saying or not.
I don't know what's more uncomfortable, watching this or experiencing it.
I think maybe experiencing it. Come on, Cole, wake up. There's the submission hold. I've seen a lot of superstars tap it.
You can find all sorts of weapons under that ring.
I think someone's looking for a weapon here, Cole. That's why foreign objects are superstars. All right, let's see what kind of toys we got under the ring.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
Oh, come on, Cole. He's going for the submission.
And he might get it. He's got the hold locked in.
Bob Holly is mean, short-tempered, and vicious, and he don't give a damn about anything but putting a hurting on his opponent. And
What an impact. That's going to do some damage.
Not kidding, Cole. That's gotta hurt like hell. because it makes you sick, Cole. Every time you see Nitro, it reminds you, that's the way to do it. Grab a weapon from under the ring.
You're not going to last long if you keep getting hit by that. There's the pin. Can his opponent kick out?
Man, his opponent looked like a punk with that counter. You just don't see.
Oh, man. I don't think that was ever meant to be used like that.
Maybe not, Cole, but I'll tell you what, it seems to be doing a trick.
Oh, no, he's looking for a weapon. This could cause a serious injury.
Yeah, that's it. Do it again.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. I can't say I am.
And even if you end up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain. He's winding up.
Bam! Super kick. That'll take anyone down a peg. All three.
Why do they keep so many dangerous weapons under the ring? Those things can cause serious injuries. I think someone's just been busted open.
Look at all that blood. These WWE fans are definitely getting their money's worth tonight.
I think these fans came here. Oh boy, is this what I think it is?
If you're thinking Alabama Slam, you're absolutely right. Wow, talk about fucking close. That was almost three. Here's the pin. This could be it. Bob Holly's a tough dude with a... I'm kind of surprised he got that pin, Cole. I thought this guy was going to kick out for sure.
Well, there's
Here's
no
your
doubt that he did a
winner.
great job of wearing down his opponent. And that's the name of the game.
It sure is, Cole. If you let yourself get beat down to the point where you can't kick out, you got no one to blame but yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Royal Rumble match. Introducing first, On the way to the ring, from Death Valley, weighing in at 305 pounds, The Undertaker.
He was one step ahead on that one.
Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt these fans love him, Taz, and he's feeding off that energy right now. The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, Cole, you know what? Try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this bad boy right down the middle. I think Benoit might have lost a step or two when he took that little vacation from Smackdown. You know what I'm saying? We all know that the competition on Raw isn't exactly impressive, and I think Benoit might have gotten a little rusty.
What are you talking about? If anything, Benoit has become more impressive since he went to Raw.
It's great guy. He tried to hang on, but not hard enough. He's out.
Nice reversal.
I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out, but now I got no idea how this is gonna end up.
Neither do I, Taz. And I think it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
No doubt, Cole. I've seen superstars get a huge advantage over their opponents and still lose the match because they got sloppy.
Anything can happen in WWE.
Tough luck. Guess I'll live to fight another day. That was a feel like a real jerk when somebody counters you like that.
That's one less superstar to deal with.
It's so great seeing these athletes compete here tonight.
I think that's, yes, it's an elimination.
You don't look too thrilled about it, but out is out. See ya. If there's a more overrated superstar on SmackDown roster than Matt Hardy, can you please rise?
Overrated? Hardy's a multiple-time tag team champion, Taz, a former cruiserweight champion.
Yeah, but to hear him talk, he acts like he's the second coming or something, you know? If you ask me, he's just second ring. Man, you talk about, oh, come on, quit showing off. This is supposed to be a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before, Taz. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff.
Hey, the ref's got a tough job. I mean, trying to keep these superstars on the up and up, that's hard.
You know, it's easier to get some superstars to play by the rules than others.
Hey, you know what, Cole? If you're going to get on your high horse again and give us another lecture about playing fair, I swear to God, I'm going to throw up.
Is it so?
I don't think the fans like that one too much. I'm sure this breaks this guy's heart.
It should. These fans are the lifeblood of WWE, and he doesn't give a damn what they think. Kit Kat certainly has it.
There we go. And the ring, and the match. Wow. Now, that one's not the rule book. But you know what they say? It's not a crime if you don't get caught.
I don't believe it. How could the referee have missed that?
These superstars give everything they got when they're in a match like this. But a lot of people don't realize what they sacrifice behind the scenes also.
No question. If you want to make it in the WWE, you've got to sacrifice just about everything for your career. It has to be as important to you as anything else in your life.
Cole, you gotta realize to make it in WWE, this is not a job. This is a lifestyle. That's why you see so much passion for what they do in the ring.
And that's something you won't see anywhere else. With all due respect to every athlete and entertainer out there, that reversal might stop his opponent's momentum. He's out of the match and on his way to the locker room.
There's not a superstar in the locker room who can afford to ignore these fans, Cole.
Right about that. Without the fans, he just eliminated him with authority. A technical reversal. Can he follow up?
He slipped out of that one. Man, I'm telling you,
And this match is over for that superstar.
I think it's great that Ric Flair is still active. Well, that narrowed things down a little bit. This has been a great match so far. And I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to go out on a limb and actually make a guess then?
There's no guesswork involved, Cole. But if you're going to be snippy, I'm just going to keep my man. What a ride. It took him all the way out of the match. This is one heck of a match so far.
It sure is, Taz. What do you think the highlight has been so far?
Well, that'll probably come a little bit later on in the match. When you decide to shut your yap for a few seconds, back in there, and whoa, you just got eliminated. Can you believe that?
Rey Mysterio is so exciting to watch in action. He's so fast, so agile, so talented. I really think he could be a serious contender for the WWE title.
You gotta be kidding me, Cole. I mean, yeah, Rey Mysterio's extremely fun to watch and all, but how is a guy his size gonna win the WWE title? Get real.
Come on, Taz. You of all people should know that size isn't everything. You're a former ECW champion, aren't you?
You damn skippy hippie, I sure am, but you know what? It's not about me, it's about Rey Mysterio and...
Come on, ref. That should have been a disqualification right there.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, Cole, but it's not. It's not a disqualification. Watch it, we reversed it.
What a reversal. Taz, in your entire career, have you ever seen... He just didn't have enough left to hang on. And there goes the superstar. When it comes to fan favorites, there's no superstar more beloved by the WWE fans than Booker T.
Yeah, but I personally think Booker should spend a little bit less time, showboating and more time focused on winning matches.
How can you say that, Taz? In case you've forgotten, Booker T is a 5-time WCW champion. It seems to me like his legacy is pretty well established.
You know what? Sayonara, Scout. See you next time.
There he goes. This one's over for him. Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You really got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up like this. And there's the counter, Cole.
You talk about having a face only a mother could love. That expression could have been coined for Trevor Murdoch.
Hey, look, there's no doubt that Murdoch will never, ever win any beauty contest. He's here to beat down his opponent and pick up wins. He's sure.
And there's no doubt that he made a name for himself doing just that. Although I have to admit, I'm not a fan of his methods.
What's with you, Cole? You don't like his look?
Here it is, Taz. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
I'll tell you what, if his opponent's got a brain in his head, he'll get the heck out of there.
And there's an elimination.
You know, instead of showboating to the fans, maybe you should really keep the end of this match.
Come on, Taz. You're looking at a superstar who can feed off the crowd and use that energy to win the match. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing an incredible display of athletic ability here tonight.
What do you expect, Cole? These are WWE superstars for crying out loud. They're the greatest
no month or two off between matches.
There sure ain't, Cole. I mean, these guys are here week in and week out, and every night they leave it in the ring.
And they do it all for the WWE fans, Taz. Without them, none of us would even be here.
Over the ropes and down to the floor to Grandma's house we go. Hit the showers. We're out of the match. I'll tell you, all the WWE...
There he goes. Tossed out of the ring and out of this match. It sounds like this capacity crowd has something on their minds, Taz.
Yeah, and thousands of paying customers can't be wrong. I've been looking forward to this match all night long, Cole.
So have I. It's certainly been one of the most anticipated matchups in recent weeks.
And usually when you have that kind of hype, it's really tough to live up to the expectations. But these superstars ain't having any trouble doing that.
They sure aren't. And that's an impressive thing in and of itself. I think that if one of these superstars successfully executes their finishing move, this one is over.
That ain't necessarily the case, Cole. Just because it's called a finisher doesn't mean it always ends the match.
You sound like you're speaking from experience here, Taz.
Of course not. Whenever I locked into Taz's mission, that was it. End of story. It was over.
I think you're developing a selective memory.
Man, his opponent looked like a pokey in that counter. He dodged that bullet. Wow. Great reversal. Man, I almost feel bad for JR and King, Cole. When's the last time you think they saw a match this good?
I couldn't tell you, Taz. I don't know if they've ever had anything this good on Raw.
Me neither. Because I guess that just makes sense. I mean, after all, Smackdown is the #1 brand in all of sports entertainment.
And that's one of the few things we completely agree on, partner. It doesn't get any bigger or better than Smackdown.
Man, this match is so good. You know, there is such a thing as playing to the crowd a little too much, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here.
I disagree. He's wrestled this match his way all along, and now we see it paying off.
These superstars have been going hard all match.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE superstars comes into play.
No doubt, Cole. There ain't no way you're going to win a match if you're out of gas 2 minutes into it.
You can say that again. I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their opponent.
You know what? This Cena, he spends a lot of time running his mouth, Cole. If it was me, I'd put a little bit more energy into proving my in-ring skills.
Cena's the WWE champion, Taz. How much more improvement do you really need?
I know the guy's on top. I understand that. He's WWE champion. I understand that. Sometimes it's easier to become champion than stay champion.
Lashley's made a name for himself doing exactly that, Taz. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Lashley just needs to stay focused and take care of business right now in that ring. When you see this level of competition, Cole, there is no doubt that SmackDown's just head and shoulders better than Raw.
I couldn't agree more, Taz. Raw has some incredible superstars, no question about it. But they just can't compete with SmackDown's finest.
Come on, Cole. I know you're just trying to be diplomatic, but you can't seriously sit there and say that there's anyone on the Raw roster you want to have here on SmackDown.
This superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah, well, tell you what, one mistake and wouldn't see that fire go out pronto.
Wow, listen to that chant, Taz.
I'll tell you what, if you got the crowd on your side, there's the reversal, Cole. Triple H is the man. I've been in the ring with this dude, and I'm not ashamed to say he took me to the limits, and he got the victory. I've got a lot of respect for anyone who can pull that one off.
Wait a second. You're telling me that your entire opinion of the man is based on the fact that he beat you in a match years ago?
Yep, that's my opinion.
Well, what about the cheating, the lying, the brutal and illegal assaults on fellow superstars? What about the fact that Triple H's lust for power has completely killed whatever conscience he had?
What do you want me to say to you, Cole? What do you want me to say? The game's a competitor. He's a winner. He knows what's going to keep him on top and what's not. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I hate the guy for doing what he's got to do to get ahead. Michaels is getting up there, Cole. You know what? If he sticks around too much longer, the HBK is going to stand for has-been kid.
I don't think Shawn Michaels is ever going to be a has-been, Taz. He looks as good today as he ever did. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Can you believe this match so far, Cole?
I really can't. Taz, this isn't anything like what I expected from these competitors.
Yeah, I gotta admit, they're surprising the hell out of me here, too.
And I think it's that unpredictability that makes these superstars so exciting to watch.
I gotta tell you, I didn't expect these guys to go off on each other the way they have tonight. This has been brutal, this match so far.
Well, Taz, it's not ballet, you know.
Oh, really, Cole? Gee, here I was one man. You just can't put anything over on these fans.
You sure can. They see everything, and they'll let you know about it. It's been a long time since I saw a crowd get behind a superstar the way they have for John Cena.
Yeah, that's great, Cole. No doubt the WWE fans, they love John Cena. I get that. But this is not a popularity contest. It's a physical, athletic competition.
I don't think Cena's got any problem being physical either. I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw that. I don't like it, but as long as it wins matches, it's going to keep happening.
That's the bottom line, Cole. If you're not doing everything you can to win, then you're in the wrong game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Taz, but Paul Burchill might be the only superstar in WWE history to be able to claim actual pirates as ancestors.
Come on, Cole. You don't seriously believe all that stuff about Burchill being descended from Blackbeard, do you?
Well, he's either telling the truth or he's crazy. And either way, I don't want to be the one to contradict him.
I think we know which way this one's gonna go, Cole.
Actually, Taz, from my perspective, I think it could go either way.
And what perspective would that be exactly? The perspective of somebody who has a neck that resembles a stack of dimes?
He saw that one coming. I think the Smackdown locker room is extremely grateful that Triple H is not a part of it.
And the Smackdown locker room was full of idiots, Cole. And there ain't no bigger icon in the business today than Triple H. Come on, let's face it.
There's no question that Triple H has been a huge success, Taz. But he stepped over a lot of bodies on his climb to the top. When you talk about a man who's done it all in this business, you don't have to look any further than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. What a cowardly move! You can't win fair and square, so he tries to screw his opponent out of the victory.
Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with doing whatever it takes to win the match. If it was that bad, the ref would have DQ'd him, right?
He's got this crowd solidly behind him, and now he's going to give them exactly what they want to see.
You can't just keep playing to the crowd, though, Cole. That's a huge distraction, in my opinion.
What's he up to now?
Man, world's strongest slam. That was This has been a real rocket bus of a match so far, Cole.
It has indeed, but I think this crowd would like to see these superstars pick up the pace a little bit.
What are you talking about? This is some classic old-school wrestling here. Picking your spots and waiting for your opportunities.
And there's the reversal. I hope this isn't the last time.